Question number 1. Which of the figures below comes next in the sequence of figures shown above? The sequence shows a pattern where the shape rotates 90 degrees clockwise. The internal arrow remains in the same relative position to the shape. Looking at the sequence. First shape, trapezium. Second shape, rotated 90 degrees clockwise. Third shape, rotated again 90 degrees clockwise. Following this pattern, the next figure should be rotated another 90 degrees clockwise, which means it will return to the original trapezium position. Correct option. The correct answer is the last option, which shows the trapezium with the arrow maintaining its relative position.
Question number 2. You are driving from home to your office. Right now, the time is 7:10 a.m. You are 12 miles away from your office. Your car is moving at an average speed of 30 miles per hour. What time will you reach your office? Options. Option 1, 7:24 a.m. Option 2, 7:34 a.m. Option 3, 7:16 a.m. Option 4, 7:40 a.m. Answer and step-by-step explanation. Calculate travel time. Distance, 12 miles. Speed, 30 miles per hour. Time equals distance divided by speed. Time equals 12 divided by 30 equals 0.4 hours. Convert hours to minutes. 0.4 hours multiply with 60 minutes equals 24 minutes. Find arrival time. Current time, 7:10 a.m. Add travel time, 7:10 a.m. plus 24 minutes equals 7:34 a.m. Final answer. You will arrive at your office at 7:34 a.m. Explanation. You need to travel 12 miles at 30 miles per hour. This takes 0.4 hours, which is 24 minutes. Adding 24 minutes to 7:10 a.m. gives 7:34 a.m. The correct answer is option 2, 7:34 a.m. Question number 3. Assumptions. All X items are blue. D items are always yellow or the same color as X items. Only blue items are for commercial use. Conclusion. All D items are for commercial use. If the assumptions are true, is the conclusion correct? Cannot be determined based on the information available. Incorrect. Answer and explanation. The correct answer is incorrect. Here's why. All X items are blue, and D items can be yellow or the same color as X items. This means D items can be either yellow or blue. Only blue items are for commercial use. Therefore, if a D item is blue, it is for commercial use, but if it is yellow, it is not. The conclusion claims all D items are for commercial use, but this is only true if all D items are blue. Since D items can also be yellow, the conclusion is not always true. Thus, the conclusion is incorrect. Question number 4. What is the next number in the sequence below? Sequence 2, 3, 5, 8, 13. Options. Option 1, 19. Option 2, 21. Option 3, 18. Option 4, 23. Answer. The correct answer is 21. Explanation. The sequence follows the Fibonacci pattern, where each number is the sum of the two preceding ones. 2 plus 3 equals 5. 3 plus 5 equals 8. 5 plus 8 equals 13. 8 plus 13 equals 21. Thus, the next number in the sequence is 21. Question number 5. Assumptions. The Western Sales Region has been in existence longer than the Eastern Sales Region. The Southeast Region was split into the Southern Region and the Eastern Region 5 years ago. Conclusion. The Southern Sales Region is the oldest of the three regions. If the assumptions are true, is the conclusion. Option 1 correct. Option 2 cannot be determined based on the information available. Option 3 incorrect. Answer. The correct answer is option 3. Incorrect. Explanation. The Western region is older than the Eastern region. The Southern and Eastern regions were created at the same time when the Southeast region split. Therefore, the Western region existed before the split, making it older than both the Southern and Eastern regions. Since the conclusion claims the Southern region is the oldest, but the Western region is actually older, the conclusion is incorrect. Hello everyone. This video will cover 10 parts of the PI cognitive assessment. I'll explain each question, provide the correct answers, and give detailed explanations. If you find this helpful, please like, comment, and subscribe for more parts. Thank you.
Question number 6. Which image best completes the analogy? Explanation. We are given a visual analogy made up of shapes with black dots inside. Let's read the first part of the analogy. A triangle with 4 dots is shown. It is followed by a mirror image of the same triangle, also with 4 dots. So the triangle is mirrored, and the number of dots stays the same. Now the pattern continues with a half-circle shape, a semicircle containing 3 dots. We are asked to find its mirrored equivalent, just like the triangle pair. So we need to look for a mirrored half-circle flipped left or right. That also has 3 dots arranged the same way, but mirrored. Correct answer. The third option from the left. It shows a mirrored half-circle with the same number and pattern of dots, just like how the second triangle mirrored the first one. Final answer. Option 3, the third shape from the left. Because it correctly mirrors the original semicircle with all dots in the correct reverse positions, just like the triangle pair above it.
Question number 7. Which number has the lowest value? We are given 4 different expressions. Let's solve each one. Option 1, 1 plus 0, 0.2 minus 0.4. That's 1 plus 0.2 equals 1.2, 1.2 minus 0.4 equals 0.8. Option 2, 2 minus 0.0, 3 minus 0.6. That's 2 minus 0.3 equals 1.7, 1.7 minus 0.6 equals 1.1. Option 3, 1 minus 0.5 plus 0.4. That's 1 minus 0.5 equals 0.5. 0.5 plus 0.4 equals 0.9. Option 4, 2 minus 0.8 minus 0.2. That's 2 minus 0.8 equals 1.2. 1.2 minus 0.2 equals 1.0. Correct answer, option 1. Final answer, option 1. 1 plus 0.2 minus 0.4. This equals 0.8, which is the lowest value among all the options. Question number 8. Look at the sequence of figures shown in the question. Each figure contains 3 shapes placed on horizontal lines. The 3 shapes are a white diamond, a black downward triangle, a white upward triangle. As you move from the first figure to the second figure, and then to the third figure, notice the pattern of movement of each shape. The white diamond moves 1 step to the right in each figure. The black downward triangle moves 1 step down in each figure. The white upward triangle moves 1 step up in each figure. The question is, Which of the following figures comes next in the sequence based on this pattern? You have 4 options to choose from. Answer. Option 3. Explanation. Let us analyze the pattern of movement for each shape. First, the white diamond has been moving 1 step to the right in each figure. In the next figure, it will move 1 more step to the right. Second, the black downward triangle has been moving 1 step down in each figure. In the next figure, it will move to the bottom line. Third, the white upward triangle has been moving 1 step up in each figure. In the next figure, it will reach the top line. Option 3 shows the correct positions for all 3 shapes according to this pattern. Therefore, the correct answer is option 3. Question number 9. Which of the following is the opposite of the word hypothetical? The options are vague, assumed, usual, confirmed. Explanation. The word hypothetical means based on a guess or an assumption, not yet proven or real. So we are looking for the opposite, something that means proven, certain, or verified. Let's quickly go over the options. Vague means unclear, not specific. This is not the opposite of hypothetical. Assumed actually means similar to hypothetical, not the opposite. Usual means common or regular, but still doesn't mean proven. Confirmed means proven to be true or verified. This is the opposite of hypothetical. Correct answer. Confirmed. Final answer, confirmed. Because confirmed means proven or certain, while hypothetical means only imagined or assumed. They are opposites. Question number 10. Which of the following answer choices best completes the analogy? We are given a pattern puzzle with shapes and dots. From left to right. First pair, 5 ovals, 4 have a dot, 1 does not. 6 squares, 3 have a dot, 3 do not. Second pair, 6 triangles, 3 have a dot, 3 do not. Diamonds. We must choose the correct pattern from the answer options. Let's break down the pattern. You noticed ovals, 5 shapes, 4 dots. Squares, 6 shapes, 3 dots. So when number of shapes increase by 1, the number of dots decrease by 1. That's the key. Now, triangles, 6 shapes, 3 dots. So if the pattern continues, next should be 7 shapes with 2 dots. Let's look at the answer choices and find the one with 7 diamond shapes. Only 2 of them having dots. Correct answer. The 4th option from the left, it has 7 diamonds total and 2 of them have dots, matching the pattern exactly. Final answer, option 4, the 4th set of diamonds from the left. Explanation. As the number of shapes increases by 1, the number of dots decreases by 1. Ovals, 5 shapes, 4 dots. Squares, 6 shapes, 3 dots. Triangles, 6 shapes, 3 dots. So the next group must have 7 shapes and 2 dots. Only the 4th option shows this correctly.
Question 11. What is the next number in the sequence below? Sequence 2, 5, 11, 23. Options 47, 34, 41, 35. The question shows a sequence of numbers 2, 5, 11, 23. Your task is to find the next number. The choices are 47, 34, 41, or 35. Pattern breakdown. Let's look at how the sequence grows. Start with 2. To get the next number, multiply by 2 and add 1. 2 times 2 is 4, plus 1 equals 5. 5 times 2 is 10, plus 1 equals 11. 11 times 2 is 22, plus 1 equals 23. Next number calculation. Following the same rule, 23 times 2 is 46, plus 1 equals 47. Final answer, the correct next number is 47. Question 12. Swim is to paddle, as fly is to what? This is an analogy. Paddle is how you move through water when swimming. So, what action helps you fly? The answer is flap. Flapping is how birds or creatures fly, just like paddling helps you swim. The correct answer is flap. Question 13. Your department has scheduled a 4-hour meeting. A presentation by the head of the department will be given during 1/3 of the meeting. There will also be a 25-minute briefing by the process improvement team, a half-hour presentation by another department, and a 20-minute benefits update from human resources. How much time is available for questions or other topics? Options: 25 minutes. 1 hour 25 minutes. 1 hour 55 minutes. 1 hour 45 minutes. Explanation: to find the time available for questions or other topics, we need to subtract the time taken by all presentations and updates from the total meeting time. Total meeting time, 4 hours equals 240 minutes. Head of department's presentation, 1/3 of 240 minutes equals 80 minutes. Process improvement team briefing, 25 minutes. Other department's presentation, 30 minutes. HR benefits update, 20 minutes. Total time used, 80 plus 25 plus 30 plus 20 is equal to 155 minutes. Time remaining for questions, 240 minus 155 is equal to 85 minutes. 85 minutes equals 1 hour and 25 minutes. Answer: 1 hour 25 minutes. Question 14. Which of the following is the opposite of the word hostile? Options: anxious, cordial, sophisticated, candid. Explanation: the word hostile means unfriendly, aggressive, or opposed to something. To find its opposite, we look for a word that means friendly, warm, or welcoming. Anxious means worried or nervous, not the opposite of hostile. Cordial means warm, friendly, or polite. This fits as the opposite of hostile. Sophisticated means refined or complex, unrelated to hostility. Candid means honest or straightforward, also unrelated. Answer: cordial. Reason: cordial is the best choice because it directly contrasts the unfriendly meaning of hostile. Question 15. Which of the figures below comes next in the sequence of figures shown above? Explanation: the question asks us to identify the next figure in a given sequence of 3 figures. Let's examine the pattern in the sequence. Figure 1, a right-angled triangle. Figure 2, a square divided into 2 triangles by a diagonal line. Figure 3, a shape formed by a square and a triangle joined together. The square is divided into 2 triangles by a diagonal line, and a right-angled triangle is attached to one of the sides of the square. To find the next figure, we need to understand how the sequence is progressing. It appears that each figure is built upon the previous one by adding a new shape or modifying an existing one. Looking at the options, option 1 shows the third figure followed by a triangle. Option 2 shows the third figure followed by a shape that looks like a reflection or a modified version of the initial triangle. Option 3 shows a shape with a triangle in the middle and 2 smaller triangles on either side. Option 4 shows the second figure, the divided square, repeated. Considering the progression from a triangle to a divided square, and then to a divided square with an attached triangle, the most logical next step would involve adding another element to the third figure. Option 1 shows the third figure with an additional triangle attached to the other side of the square. This maintains the pattern of adding a triangle in each step. Answer: the figure that comes next in the sequence is the one shown in option 1. Question 16. Which of the following is the opposite of the word motivated? The options are composed, satisfied, apathetic, idle. Explanation of the question. The question asks to identify the word that has the opposite meaning to motivated. To answer this, we need to understand what motivated means and then consider the meanings of the given options. Motivated generally means having a reason or enthusiasm to do something, driven, eager, or having initiative. Answer: apathetic. Explanation of the answer. Let's look at each option. Composed. This means calm and in control of one's feelings, tranquil. This is not the opposite of motivated. Satisfied. This means contented with what one has, not desiring something more or different. While someone satisfied might not feel a strong need to act, it's not a direct opposite of being driven to act. Apathetic. This means showing or feeling no interest, enthusiasm, or concern. This directly contrasts with the eagerness and drive associated with being motivated. Idle. This means avoiding work, lazy. While an idle person might lack motivation, apathetic more accurately captures a lack of feeling or interest that underlies a lack of motivation. Therefore, apathetic is the best antonym for motivated among the given options because it describes a lack of interest or enthusiasm to act, which is the opposite of being driven or eager to act. Question number 17. Question: the two figures above share a common feature. One of the figures below does not share this same feature. Which figure below does not share the common feature? Explanation. First, let's carefully examine the two figures at the top. Each figure is a 3 by 3 grid. Some of the cells in the grid contain a circle with a diagonal line through it. Let's call this a crossed circle, and some cells are empty. Looking at the top left figure, we see crossed circles in the bottom two rows, specifically in all three columns of the bottom row and the left and middle columns of the second row from the bottom. The top row is empty. Now, let's look at the top right figure. We observe crossed circles in the top two rows, specifically in all three columns of the top row and the left and middle columns of the second row from the top. The bottom row is empty. The common feature between these two figures is that there are crossed circles in two adjacent rows, and in those two rows, the crossed circles occupy the left and middle columns. Now, let's analyze the four figures below to see which one does not have this feature. Bottom left figure. This figure has crossed circles in the bottom two rows, and in those rows, the crossed circles are in the left and middle columns. This figure shares the common feature. Bottom middle left figure. This figure has crossed circles in the top two rows, and in those rows, the crossed circles are in the left and middle columns. This figure shares the common feature. Bottom middle right figure. This figure has crossed circles in the top two rows. However, in these rows, the crossed circles are in the left and right columns, not the left and middle columns. This figure does not share the common feature. Bottom right figure. This figure has crossed circles in the bottom two rows, and in those rows, the crossed circles are in the left and middle columns. This figure shares the common feature. Analysis. The common feature identified in the top two figures is the presence of crossed circles in two adjacent rows, specifically occupying the left and middle columns of those rows. By examining each of the figures below, we found that three of them exhibit this feature, while one figure has crossed circles in the left and right columns instead of the left and middle columns in its two adjacent rows with crossed circles. Correct answer: the bottom middle right figure does not share the common feature. Question 18. You are responsible for mailing 50,000 letters. You must mail 50% of the total letters over the next 5 days. If you plan to mail 1/5 of this amount each day, what is the total amount that you plan to mail each day? The question asks to calculate the number of letters to be mailed each day based on a given total number of letters, a percentage to be mailed over 5 days, and a fraction of that amount to be mailed each day. Step 1. Calculate the total number of letters to be mailed over 5 days. You must mail 50% of 50,000 letters. Calculation. 50% times 50,000 equals 0.50 times 50,000 equals 25,000 letters. Step 2. Calculate the number of letters to be mailed each day. You plan to mail 1/5 of this amount each day. Calculation. 1/5 times 25,000 equals 5,000 letters per day. Answer: 5,000. Explanation of the answer: by first calculating the total number of letters to be mailed over the 5 days, which is 25,000, and then dividing that amount by 5, the number of days, we find that you plan to mail 5,000 letters each day. Question 19. Assumptions: all vice presidents and some directors work on the 12th floor. Some directors work on the 11th floor. Conclusion: the director of the engineering department works on the 10th floor. If the assumptions are true, is the conclusion incorrect, cannot be determined based on the information available, or correct? Explanation of the question: the question presents a set of assumptions and a conclusion. You need to determine if the conclusion is necessarily true based on the given assumptions. Analysis: the first assumption states that all vice presidents and some directors work on the 12th floor. This means there might be other directors who work elsewhere. The second assumption states that some directors work on the 11th floor. This confirms that not all directors are on the 12th floor. The conclusion states that the director of the engineering department works on the 10th floor. The assumptions provide information about where vice presidents and some directors work, 12th and 11th floors. However, there is no information given about the director of the engineering department or which floor they might work on. It's possible they work on the 10th floor, the 12th floor, if they are one of the some directors, the 11th floor, or any other floor. Answer: cannot be determined based on the information available. Explanation of the answer: the provided assumptions do not give any information about the location of the director of the engineering department. Therefore, we cannot definitively say whether the conclusion that they work on the 10th floor is correct or incorrect based solely on the given assumptions. The information is insufficient to make a determination. Question number 20. Question: the first figure is to the second as the third is to which below? Explanation: first to second figure, internal horizontal arrows pointing towards each other rotate 90 degrees to become vertical and point away from each other. Base shape changes from trapezoid to pentagon. Applying this to the third figure, the right pointing arrowhead inside the pentagon should also undergo a 90-degree rotation. Analyzing options. Option 1, right pointing arrowhead in a trapezoid, incorrect base and no rotation. Option 2, upward pointing arrowhead in a pentagon, 90-degree counterclockwise rotation. Option 3, left pointing arrowhead in a pentagon, 180-degree rotation. Option 4, downward pointing arrowhead in a pentagon, 90-degree clockwise rotation. The primary transformation is a 90-degree rotation of the internal element, and the base shape changes to a pentagon. Both upward and downward pointing arrowheads represent a 90-degree rotation. Considering a potential implied consistent rotation direction, e.g. clockwise, could explain horizontal inward to vertical outward, the right pointing arrowhead would become downward pointing. Correct answer: option 4, downward pointing arrowhead in a pentagon. Question type: number sequence, pattern recognition. Question: what is the next number in the sequence below? The sequence is 10, 13, 9, 14, 8. Options are: option A, 15. Option B, 16. Option C, 22. Option D, 7. Explanation of the question: you are asked to find the pattern or rule connecting the numbers, and based on that, predict what number should come next. Explanation of the correct answer. Let's look closely at the sequence. From 10 to 13, we add 3. From 13 to 9, we subtract 4. From 9 to 14, we add 5. From 14 to 8, we subtract 6. So the pattern is +3, -4, +5, -6. Following this pattern, the next step should be add 7. since the last number is 8. 8 plus 7 equals 15. Thus, the correct answer is option A, 15. Final answer. Option 15. Question type: visual pattern recognition, figure comparison. Question: the two figures above share a common feature. One of the figures below does not share this same feature. Which figure below does not share the common feature? Options are 4 different figures: a star-like figure, a slanted rectangle, a heart shape, and a trapezoid. Explanation of the question: you must first find what feature the two top figures have in common. Then, look carefully at each option below and find the one that does not have that same feature. Explanation of the correct answer: look at the two top figures. Both are symmetrical across a vertical line and a horizontal line. Meaning, if you fold them along the vertical or horizontal axis, both halves will match. This is called bilateral symmetry. Now check each option. The star-like figure is symmetrical both vertically and horizontally. The slanted rectangle is not symmetrical vertically or horizontally. The heart is symmetrical vertically, but not horizontally. The trapezoid is symmetrical vertically, but not horizontally. Since the slanted rectangle does not have symmetry like the top two figures, the slanted rectangle is the one that does not share the common feature. Final answer, option B, Question type: analogy, relationship comparison. Question: agenda is to meeting as itinerary is to. Options are A. Schedule, B. Route, C. Direction, D. Trip. Explanation of the question: this is an analogy question. You must understand the relationship between agenda and meeting. Then find the word that has the same relationship with itinerary. Explanation of the correct answer: an agenda is a plan or list of things to be discussed at a meeting. Similarly, an itinerary is a plan or schedule of activities for a trip. Thus, meeting relates to agenda, just like trip relates to itinerary. The correct answer is trip, because an itinerary is for a trip, just like an agenda is for a meeting. Final answer: option D, trip. Question type: multiple choice, single correct answer. Question: which number has the lowest value? Options: A. 0.25, B. 1/5, C. 1/3, D. 0.21. Explanation of the question: the question is asking you to find which number is the smallest among the 4 options. You need to compare all the numbers either by converting fractions into decimals or by estimating their value. Explanation of the correct answer: let's convert the fractions into decimals to compare easily. 1/5 is equal to 0.2. 1/3 is approximately 0.333. Now, compare all the decimals. 0.25, 0.2, 0.333, 0.21. The lowest value among 0.25, 0.2, 0.333, and 0.21 is 0.2, which comes from 1/5. Answer: the correct answer is option B, 1/5. Question type: multiple choice, single correct answer. Question: which number has the lowest value? Options: A. 1/4 times 1/5, B. 1/6 times 1/4, C. 1/5 times 1/2, D. 1/3 times 1/5. Explanation of the question: the question asks you to find which multiplication of two fractions results in the smallest number. To solve it, you should multiply each pair of fractions and then compare the answers. Explanation of the correct answer: Let's calculate each option step by step. Option A, 1 over 4 times 1 over 5 equals 1 over 20, which is 0.05. Option B, 1 over 6 times 1 over 4 equals 1 over 24, which is approximately 0.0417. Option C, 1 over 5 times 1 over 2 equals 1 over 10, which is 0.1. Option D, 1 over 3 times 1 over 5 equals 1 over 15, which is approximately 0.0667. Now compare 0.05, 0.0417, 0.1, and 0.0667. The smallest value is 0.0417, which corresponds to option B. Answer. The correct answer is option B, 1 over 6 times 1 over 4.
Question 26. A dot with 3 arrows pointing in different directions is to a dot with 6 arrows pointing in all directions. As an open book shape is to what? Options. Option A, 2 open book shapes stacked vertically. Option B, 2 open book shapes joined side by side. Option C, 4 open book shapes arranged to face all 4 directions. Option D, 2 open book shapes with a gap in the middle. Correct answer, option C. Explanation. In the first pair, the arrows double and point in all directions. So, for the open book shape, it should duplicate and face in all 4 directions to match the same pattern. Hence, option C, 4 open book shapes arranged to face all 4 directions, is correct. Question 27. What is the next number in the sequence below? 4, 5, 7, 11. Options. Option A, 15. Option B, 18. Option C, 19. Option D, 16. Correct answer, option C, 19. Explanation. Check the differences. 5 minus 4 equals 1. 7 minus 5 equals 2. 11 minus 7 equals 4. The differences are doubling, 1, 2, 4. The next difference will be 8. 11 plus 8 equals 19. Question 28. Assumptions. All supervisors must attend the staff meeting held each Monday morning. All project managers must be in the office on Fridays. Some project managers attend the Monday morning staff meetings. Conclusion. Some employees who attend the Monday morning staff meetings are in the office on Friday. If the assumptions are true, is the conclusion. Options. Option A, incorrect. Option B, correct. Option C, cannot be determined based on the information available. Correct answer, option B, correct. Explanation. Some project managers attend the Monday morning staff meetings. All project managers must be in the office on Fridays. Therefore, those project managers who attend the Monday meeting will also be in the office on Friday. Thus, the conclusion that some employees who attend the Monday meeting are in the office on Friday is correct. Question 29. Which of the figures below comes next in the sequence of figures shown above? Options. Option A, figure with the black dot in the bottom arm. Option B, figure with the black dot in the right arm. Option C, figure with the black dot in the top arm. Option D, figure with the black dot in the left arm. Correct answer, option C, figure with the black dot in the top arm. Explanation. Observe the pattern of the black dot in the sequence. First figure, top arm. Second figure, left arm. Third figure, bottom arm. Fourth figure, right arm. The dot moves clockwise with each step. Top, left, bottom, right, and next will be top. Thus, the next figure will have the black dot in the top arm, matching option C. Question 30. If the assumptions are true, is the conclusion correct? Assumptions. All employees in Department A attend the sales training program. Some employees in Department A attend the technical training program. Some employees who attend both training programs are in Department B. Conclusion. All employees who attend the sales training program and who attend the technical training program are in Department A. Options. Option A correct. Option B incorrect. Option C cannot be determined based on the information available. Answer. Option B, incorrect. Explanation. The conclusion states that all employees who attend both the sales training program and the technical training program are in Department A. However, the assumptions indicate that while all employees in Department A attend the sales training program, some employees in Department A also attend the technical training program. And some employees who attend both programs are in Department B. This means there are individuals in Department B who attend both programs, which directly contradicts the conclusion that all such employees are in Department A. Therefore, the conclusion is incorrect. Question number 31. Question: which number has the lowest value? Options: 1/3 plus 0.10, 0.10 plus 1/2, 1/4 plus 0.20, 0.30 plus 1/5. Question explanation. This question is asking us to compare the total values of different expressions. To do this correctly, we should convert fractions into decimals and then add them, so we can easily see which result is the smallest, lowest. Calculations. 1/3 equals 0.33. 0.33 plus 0.10 is equal to 0.43. 1/2 equals 0.50. 0.10 plus 0.50 is equal to 0.60. 1/4 equals 0.25. 0.25 plus 0.20 is equal to 0.45. 1/5 equals 0.20. 0.30 plus 0.20 is equal to 0.50. Correct answer. White heavy check mark 1/3 plus 0.10. Answer explanation. After converting all fractions to decimals and adding them, we get 0.43, 0.60, 0.45, and 0.50. The lowest value is 0.43, which comes from 1/3 plus 0.10. Question number 32. Question: which of the following is the opposite of the word excess? Options: debt, supply, shortage, adequate. Question explanation. The word excess means more than needed or too much. The question asks for the opposite meaning, which would be not enough. Correct answer: white heavy check mark shortage. Answer explanation. Excess means too much. Shortage means too little. These two words have opposite meanings, so shortage is the correct answer. Question number 33. Question: the first figure is to the second figure, as the third figure is to which option? Question explanation. This is a visual analogy question. You must identify the pattern or rule that changes the first shape into the second shape, and then apply the same rule to the third shape to find the correct answer. Pattern analysis. First pair, outer shape, black triangle. Inner shape, white square. Changes to, outer shape becomes a black square. Inner shape becomes a white pentagon. Rule identified, the inner shape becomes the outer shape. The number of sides increases by 1. Colors remain the same, outer black, inner white. Third figure, outer shape, white pentagon. Inner shape, black hexagon. Applying the same rule, inner shape becomes the outer shape. Number of sides increases from 6 to 7, heptagon. Colors stay the same. So the correct figure must be white hexagon outside, black heptagon inside. Correct answer, the white hexagon with a black heptagon inside, option 4. Question number 34. Question, what is the next number in the sequence below? Sequence 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36. Question explanation. This question tests your ability to identify a number pattern and determine what comes next. Pattern analysis. Each number is a perfect square. 1 is equal to 1 times 1. 4 is equal to 2 times 2. 9 is equal to 3 times 3. 16 is equal to 4 times 4. 25 is equal to 5 times 5. 36 is equal to 6 times 6. Next number, 7 times 7 is equal to 49. Correct answer, 49. Answer explanation. The sequence follows square numbers in order. After 6 squared, 36, the next is 7 squared, which equals 49. Question number 35. Question, assumptions. All people on Project Team 1 are certified in project management. All people on Project Team 2 are certified in process improvement. Some people are on both project teams. Conclusion. Some people are certified in both project management and process improvement. Question, if the assumptions are true, is the conclusion incorrect? Correct. Cannot be determined based on the information available. Question explanation. This is a logical reasoning question. You must check whether the conclusion must be true if all assumptions are true. Logical breakdown. Simple. Anyone on Project Team 1 Project Management certified. Anyone on Project Team 2 Process Improvement certified. Some people are on both teams. This means, those people are on Team 1 and Team 2. So they have both certifications. Correct answer, correct. Answer explanation, because some people belong to both teams, and each team requires a different certification, those shared members must have both certifications. Therefore, the conclusion logically follows from the assumptions and is correct.
Question number 36. Question, you are in charge of a crew that inspects cars. Each car takes approximately 1/2 hour for one person to inspect. The normal crew has 10 people, but this crew is missing 2 people. If you have 320 cars that need to be inspected, how many hours will each of the inspectors need to work? What the question is asking, this question is testing work rate and time calculation. You must find how many hours each inspector needs to work when fewer people are available to inspect all the cars. Explanation, each car takes 0.5 hour for one person. Total work is equal to 320 times 0.5 equals 160 person hours. Crew size equals 10 minus 2 is equal to 8 inspectors. Hours per inspector equals 160 divided by 8 is equal to 20 hours. Correct answer, option for 20 hours. Question number 37. Question, the first shape is to the second shape as the third shape is to which option? What the question is asking, this is a visual analogy question. You must identify the same transformation applied to the first pair of shapes and apply it to the third shape. Answer, the third option, overlapping diamond shape. Explanation, the first shape becomes the second by crossing and overlapping its curves into a closed loop. Applying the same logic to the X shape results in 2 overlapping diamond shapes. The option showing intersecting diamonds matches this transformation. Question number 38. Question, you need workers to finish a large project. On a list of 30 possible workers, 9 are not available. You need only 1/3 of the remaining workers for the project. How many workers do you need? What the question is asking, this question tests basic fractions and subtraction to find the required number of workers. Answer, 7 workers. Explanation, total workers equals 30. Not available equals 9. Available workers equals 30 minus 9 is equal to 21. 1/3 of 21 is equal to 7. Correct answer, option 4 or 7 workers. Question number 39. Question, which of the figures below comes next in the sequence of figures shown above? Explanation of the question. This question is testing your ability to recognize a visual pattern. You must observe how the figure changes step by step and identify which option correctly continues the same pattern. Answer, option 4. Answer. Explanation, in each step, one new line is added to the rectangle. First figure, no lines. Second figure, one diagonal line. Third figure, diagonal line plus one vertical line. The next figure should include the diagonal, the vertical line, and a horizontal line. Option 4 shows exactly this combination, so it is the correct answer. Question number 40. Question, which of the following is the opposite of the word expense? Explanation of the question. This question tests your vocabulary and understanding of opposites. You must choose the word that has the opposite meaning of expense. Answer, option 4 or income. Answer. Explanation, expense means money that is spent or goes out. Income means money that is received or comes in. Since they have opposite meanings, income is the correct answer.